Welcome back to our MOOC Academic Writing Made Easy. I'm Susan, and this week we're going to talk about credibility. Your text must be believable to your audience for your work to gain recognition. There are several aspects to this, and we'll be discussing some of the most important in the next few lessons. But today we will focus on one specific language issue, which should help you make your text credible. Our topic today is register. So let's get started. I would like you to read through the text on the screen. Is this academic writing? Why or why not? You can pause the video now. Welcome back. Most of you will agree with me that this text, though grammatically well written, is not academic. This excerpt is a blog entry and is suitable for that genre and audience. For academic writing, however, this isn't appropriate. It contains far too many conversational and informal elements. So what do we mean by register? English, like many other languages, has different levels of formality, and register refers to the level of formality in a text. If a text is low register, it's informal, and high register implies formality. For academic writing, your text should be formal in order to be credible. One of the most important aspects that affects the level of formality of a text is word choice, which is the focus of our lesson today. Now, having understood what register is, let's look at our first text excerpt again. I would like you to pause the video once more and identify the informal and conversational elements that are inappropriate for academic writing. Find at least 5 of these. Pause the video now. Welcome back. Hopefully you noticed that much of the text is too informal and therefore not academic. Let's discuss these elements one by one. The first sentence uses the personal pronoun you to address the reader directly, which makes it too conversational. The same applies to the phrase comes to mind. The third issue here, it makes sense, is too short a sentence and too light on content. Together with the after all of the next sentence, it performs a rhetorical function, suitable for presentations but not appropriate in formal writing. Further, its is a contraction that should be replaced with the full form it is. Phrasal verbs or multi-word verbs like point out and wrap up are also conversational and should be replaced with single-word synonyms. Starting sentences with conjunctions like but, and, so is also considered informal. Additionally, language like a lot of or more than a dozen are vague and imprecise. The words pretty, hard, spot and hotspots belong to spoken English and are therefore informal. Get bitten also is spoken English. Here the writer has built the passive voice using the verb get to replace the be. Lastly, this text ends with a series of rhetorical questions which should also be avoided in academic writing. Here is a possible formal version of the same text. Pause the video and take a couple of minutes to go through this formal version and see how the words have been replaced and sentences modified. Here are some other issues related to formality. We talked about the use of the personal pronoun you as being conversational and therefore inappropriate. The personal pronoun I, on the other hand, is becoming more and more popular in academic writing. Phrases like I believe and in my opinion, however, can detract from the objective, neutral tone that an academic text should have. We can be used when there are more than one author, but should be avoided when it includes the audience. For example, in sentences like we, as in society, need to be concerned about the impact of greenhouse gases on the environment. Further, emotional words like terrible should be avoided in favour of a neutral tone. Simple words like good, bad, big and small can mean many different things in different contexts. Here, a word more appropriate to the context should be used. So now you can see how many of these formal words you actually can identify. Please pause the recording and match the informal words on the left with their formal alternative. You can check your answers against those on the screen. Here again, you can test yourself by identifying the informal element in each of the following sentences and replacing it with a more formal alternative. Pause the video now. In the first sentence, the use of the personal pronoun you makes the sentence conversational. Here is how you can avoid it. The next sentence uses the phrasal verb use up, which can be replaced with consume to make it more academic. The third sentence uses the slang word broke, which can be replaced with insolvent. In the next, we have another phrasal verb, left out. Here, using omit makes the sentence more formal. The word good in the next sentence can be replaced with positive. And then the but at the beginning with however. In the final sentence, found out can be replaced with discovered. So, here is a summary of the kind of language we have discussed today that academic texts should avoid. Too many informal formulations will negatively affect the credibility of your text. The audience may not take your work seriously. Therefore, maintaining a formal tone is important in academic writing. Thank you for your attention, and remember, some words are more equal than others.